What a weird, stupid, fucking, absolutely nonsensical fucking roller coaster
Blunder of a movie.
of a shit stained movie.
Whew.
This is the first time I've ever talked about a Tim Burton movie here on Sage Versus,
Is
and
this our first Tim
Tim.
Burton movie on Sage Versus?
Yes, it is. It is our very first.
Wow.
It's like wow, I know.
It's like he sure doesn't make as many anymore, but
Mm-hmm.
when he does, boy, are they a gem.
I mean, I hate Tim Burton as a director, majority of the time, but I will give one thing. At least he makes interesting horrible movies, and this is certainly one of them. This is by far and away the stupidest movie we've seen all year.
And I certainly don't hold him in any higher regards than he does.
You used to, though. You used to.
You used to in the very beginning, didn't you?
Well,
Everybody did. People still do.
I mean,
For some fucking reason.
well, I maybe not so much me like earlier on. Like I didn't.
Okay, well, you were okay.
Yeah, like I was okay with him. Like I saw Nightmare Before Christmas, with everyone,
Yeah.
but he didn't direct that. He just came up with the story and produced it. So people wrongly attribute that as a Tim Burton movie because it's Tim Burton's
Yeah, I see.
Nightmare Before Christmas, but he didn't write it. He didn't direct it. It was like
Uh.
he got like a story by credit for it, but
He drew a few pictures on a napkin.
and he got producer credit. That's why you get to see Tim Burton's blah blah blah. But I can't really think of one movie he directed that I really love. I mean, I like Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I like
Big Fish? He did direct that.
yeah, he did direct Big Fish. I was ambivalent about Big Fish.
Well, I haven't seen that since I was quite younger, so I can't really get a
you know,
accurate depiction of that movie right now.
yeah, but everyone's going like, what about Batman? Fucking Batman.
Ooh.
It's like Batman was good.
Oh,
Batman was good
Batman.
despite Tim Burton. Everything.
Batman, the first movie, was. How much did he have to do with that?
Well, he came. Like you could tell that it was a Burton film because of the set
He
design.
directed it.
He directed it. There was a lot. He had a lot to do with the look of
God knows he had the set design.
Yeah, like set design.
Costume and set, makeup, all that.
Like
Aesthetics,
Yeah, like,
to the T, Tim Burton.
but
To the T, Tim Burton.
yeah, but as far as what everyone likes about that movie, it seems to be in spite of all those decisions. Like, everyone loves Jack Nicholson. Everyone
Yeah.
loves Michael Keaton, and they quote
And,
line.
and I keep seeing Jack Nicholson's Joker get buried just a little bit more each time Heath Ledger's brought up. And I just buried him a little bit more just now. No, but seriously, he was a good Joker.
Yeah.
He just was a different kind of Joker. Maybe not the one that you enjoyed or wanted as much as Heath Ledger's version, or even knew you wanted until you saw Heath Ledger's version. But we're talking about the wrong movie here.
But we're talking about Burton specifically.
But it is at least it is the same guy. It's the same director.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
this movie.
Yeah, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I mean, it certainly had a Tim Burton aesthetic,
It's a Tim Burton story.
but unfortunately, it also had a Tim Burton directing, overall feel to it.
yeah, like if you know Tim Burton films, you know one thing. Like, he loves to make stories about people who just don't belong. They just go against the mold. They just can't conform to society's expectations of them.
And they're all so wacky, so charmingly wacky.
No, like all the characters surrounding the main character is wacky. Oddly enough, the main character is often like
The
this.
main character in this one was so fucking boring, so dull, and not just the way he was written.
But that's kind of Tim Burton's main characters, I find. Like,
Except this was worse than. But usually the main characters are somehow relatable. Somehow you root for them. This fuck could not act.
Asa
Worth
Butterfield.
shit.
Asa Butterfield.
Whatever the fuck this is, he could not act. You can go ahead and show me another film where he did good. This wasn't it, though.
Yeah, he was pretty.
This was not it.
He was pretty fucking terrible in this movie. But I do want to chase this idea, like
Yeah.
main characters in Tim Burton movies are often the most uninteresting kind of boilerplate
Yes.
characters. They're just kind of offbeat in the sense that they're awkward around society as large.
Sure.
which
Well, more like it does feel like each one of them is trying to find a bunch of people who aren't like the rest of society, so that he can basically be worshipped by them as the one normal person who wants to be involved with them.
they want to be the special.
The special, like, whoa, nobody else is able to tolerate us, but you do.
You are our God King now.
Yes.
It's like every single character in a Tim Burton movie starts off like this nebbish little nerd
Yeah.
that doesn't fit in, and then turns into basically Brad Pitt. Edward Scissorhands, same situation. He just had to find his niche, and then all of a sudden, everyone fucking loves him.
This guy, though, please remind me his name.
It
doesn't matter what his name is.
I was not expecting that rock reference. I really was not.
The best rock reference is the one that you don't see coming.
Like the RKO?
A rock reference out of nowhere! But, he was so flat. He was like a walking audiobook. His lines were delivered like this. Oh God, I can't even do it. That was way too interesting. That was way too charismatic.
Well, the problem is that he's British, and so he was probably affecting his voice so much to sound American.
He was actually a British actor.
A British actor trying to do an American accent.
Yeah, you automatically think British acting. Oh, it must be more sophisticated or something. But this guy had no sophistication. He was just boring.
He's 20 years old. Sophistication
He's
is lost.
20 years old, going on like 14.
Is kids actors these days,
Emotionally and intellectually.
Yeah. But yeah, we join our hero stacking adult diapers because that's weird. I don't know why he was stacking adult diapers in the place he was, because it looked like he was blocking off a certain section of the aisle. Like there was products behind it. So why in the world would you stack adult diaper? Why would anyone need that many adult diapers that you could actually cordon off an entire aisle?
Because that's where all the lines are.
I guess. I have no idea where you're going with this.
No, I mean like he had cue cards hidden throughout every set.
Okay, all right.
It definitely looked like he was reading cue cards the entire time.
I suppose. And so just to drive home that he's like an awkward nerd, like there's some girl he likes and he tries to say hi, and then all of a sudden she just defers to her, I guess, jock boyfriend. And he just punts some adult diapers into the stack, and he has to presumably rebuild it all again.
I was kind of hoping they were just going to show the whole process, just to spite us.
Burton wouldn't be so cruel, but that's our hero.
I would have found that pretty funny though.
It would be pretty funny. But
there were a lot of times in this movie where I was hoping they would do something ridiculously over the top, like
you had to wait until like the middle of the movie.
Something like really audacious, like just hating their fans.
Yeah, like almost like they're kind of like they know what you want. They're not going to give it to you.
Like we know that you're here because it's a Tim Burton film, and we're going to just pile the shit on.
When will you get it through your heads? We hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway, but now that you get the idea of what kind of character we're dealing with, is the most by the numbers boilerplate, just like look, woe is him, he's lonely because he just doesn't seem to fit in. Until he finds out that he's the special because his grandpa was also a special and belonged to a home of peculiar children. Think the X-Men, only with gothic powers.
Yes, and they do use the word peculiar because they didn't want to use, other words that were already
abnormal.
The things that have already been cliched. Abnormal or
mutant.
Actually,
yes, they couldn't have used the word mutant even if they wanted. Well, technically they could.
Extraordinary.
No, they couldn't. They could use the word mutant because it's a Fox movie and Fox owns the movie rights to the term mutant in their movie. Because
they couldn't call it the League of Extraordinary Children.
Although Alan Moore would have just been so furious, I think he would have gone into an apoplectic shock if they actually tried to get away with that. But no, his grandpa gets killed by Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson, who in this movie, you all remember the weird Tim Burton movie, Sleepy Hollow?
Wait, a weird Tim Burton film?
You remember Sleepy Hollow, and you remember Christopher Walken in that movie where he basically did nothing but just growl and go, "Hah! Hah!" He had like those razor sharp teeth.
I loved that movie as a kid. God, I was so dumb.
He got razor sharp teeth and he had white eyes and wild hair.
Yeah.
That's Sam Jackson in this movie. He has the sharp teeth. He has the white eyes. He has the same.
It's black Christopher Walken.
Except he has lines in this movie. Actually,
And thank God he does.
because he is the best part of this movie.
He's the savior of this film, and not in a way that he's saving the film, more that he's saving it from being on our worst list.
Well, no. It's still. I feel it's still going to be on our worst list.
Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's saving it from being at the number 10 spot on our worst list, or the number 1 spot on our worst list.
Yeah, if Sam Jackson is just over the moon in this movie, and there wasn't nearly enough of him. He's just over the moon evil, and he is just laying it on thick like butter on toast. And
you can tell how much he does, how many shits he doesn't give for this film.
He must have
the whole time, man. I mean, like some of those lines must have been his own.
He must have gotten 3 rounds of golf on his contract for this movie.
Yeah.
But actually, I do want to talk a little bit about this one hilarious little faux pas of Burton's. An interviewer for this movie asked him quite blank, basically asked him like, Sam Jackson, is in your movie, but this marks one of the first times that a black person has been inside one of your movies. Can you comment on your lack of diversity in your movies? And then all of a sudden Burton is just kind of like, oh, well, I grew up with blaxploitation movies, and I never once said, like, why aren't there white people in the blaxploitation movies? I know.
What?
Yeah. Nobody ever said that Tim Burton was a great public speaker or even the most coherent speaker in the world. But when somebody asks him such a loaded question like that, he comes off as like the worst sort of apologist for just
If
wanting
that
to.
question was a loaded gun, he just took it from the guy and shot himself in the head with it.
It's like,
oh, is this for me? Jeez.
like on seeing it from Tim Burton's perspective, what possible way could he have answered that question that doesn't make him sound like a raging asshole? I was like, I make movies where I cast waifish white people. What am I supposed to do?
We were running low on white makeup. Jeez.
It's like a black gothic movie? Unheard of. Like, there's no way for him to answer that question without him seeming like a fucking goof. So,
well, black is my favorite color, actually.
It's like, what do you mean? I make a ton of black movies.
It's very dark humor.
But damn,
Oh my God.
damn, he didn't like on the one. I can't think of a good answer to such a question because there really isn't one.
Yeah, okay, Tim Durkin.
Yeah, he's like, you shot yourself in the foot, Burton, and you managed for the first time made me feel sorry for you. Ugh. But yeah,
Guess who has a cameo in this film?
Burton. For half a frame where he gets like assaulted by a flying monster. For like half a frame, there's like a zooming.
He's on like a roller coaster, and they do a quick shot of his ugly ass face. It's like when we're enjoyed to see Stan Lee in a film. I don't want to see Tim Burton. I don't ever want to see Tim Burton.
Ever.
I mean, even when he was doing good movies, you didn't want to see him.
Because he
I don't know how Helen Bonham Carter puts up with that. That is.
He's a kooky artist, man. He's just a kooky.
Oof.
He's just a kooky
Good
artist.
Lord.
Just a kooky artist.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and this is a kooky movie.
We pick it up. We pick it up with Asa Butterfield's grandfather dying because of unknown monsters that only he can see because he has the world's lamest
Power.
Yeah,
He can only see invisible things, but only
invisible.
very particular invisible things. And matter of fact, just one kind of creature that there's only like, what, 7 of?
7 or 8 of.
Yeah, so once they're gone, I mean, he better keep them alive or else he has no power. If you think about it. He really has the potential to be a villain in this.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I could see him just like, he has the power to kill the last one, and he's like, Well, you know what? Punch me. We'll make it look like you got out of here and you took me down with you.
Anyway, now we found a second place runner up to the guy who has the mutant power in X-Men Apocalypse to absorb electrical information in the past, when before there was electrical information.
That was a funny movie. Oh, God, it was stupid.
But not nearly as stupid as this. But
not as funny as Gods of Egypt, though. That was pretty funny. I can laugh at it now that I've gotten my frustration out of the way and I've accepted that we're never going to have a good Egyptian epic.
No.
Stargate was it. That's it.
And Stargate was barely it, in some regards.
I mean, it wasn't even like proper Egyptian lore or anything like that, but it at least, touched on it. It was...
Roland!
It was... Man, Jay Davidson, that's really sad that he stopped acting so soon. From his grandfather's murder, he's sent to Wales by Alison Janney, his therapist, who just so happens to be Sam Jackson in disguise because he's also peculiar and that's his mutant power. He's fucking Mystique. He's fucking Morph. Yeah, he really is, yeah.
Yeah, he's Morph in this movie, which begs the question. How in the fucking world did he just manage to find his exact therapist and plant the idea of going to Wales to
did
start
he actually find his exact therapist and become her, or was he her from the beginning? I can't remember. I like to think that he just chose that image on his own. Or just from some other person.
So you think like the scene we didn't see is Sam Jackson leaving little leaflets on their front door saying do you have a troubled teenager in your house?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us?
There's a lot of stuff that they left out that they should have had him in.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of him I would have wanted to see in this movie. So that I had something interesting to watch.
Instead of certainly what we got. I will say that the first half of the movie was all rightish. I mean, here's the thing. Burton, I always said that can frame a shot. The film looks beautiful in that way that Burton.
Oh yeah, Eva Green looked amazing. She was beautiful.
Oh, Eva Green.
I mean, we're gonna get to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the way shots are framed and the architecture on design. I will never take away Burton's ability to shoot architecture. He has a great eye for that.
Yes.
But we need to hammer this movie is fucking stupid, and when the film story picks up with Asa Butterfield in Wales because apparently this family just has enough time and money to go on this sure to be very, very expensive trip all the way to this remote island in Wales to
get closure with his grandpa dying. And he's taking it real hard. You can tell by the look on his face.
It's I was so distraught when I heard my grandpa died.
It's oh, he really is. This is the same look he had when he spilled milk. When he was trying to pour cereal the other day. Man, he was really out of it. He had to skip school and everything. You could tell.
We don't joke about that.
We don't joke about that.
We don't joke about that.
Yeah.
So his grandfather stayed in some kind of peculiar children's home, hence the title of the fucking movie. And it turns out that this children's home is kept alive, sort of, kept alive in a time loop inside 1943 that you enter and exit through a cave. So the question is...
And is in a perpetual state of having basically 24 hours before being bombed.
Mm-hmm. So, Miss Peregrine, Eva Green, has the ability to take time and rewind it back, presumably far back as 24 hours. Because if she could turn it back further, why wouldn't she? So, which begs the question, why in the world...
And the power to make everyone look at everyone like they're a pie that she wants to fuck.
Yeah, Eva Green should not
Which is very hard to do.
Yep. Eva Green should not be in kids' movies because she cannot look at somebody without looking like she wants to fuck them. Because she has these big, watery eyes.
She's got these these big watery eyes with the mascara and
Yeah,
the,
like
and
smoke.
that's yeah,
That smoky look.
And I think that's just like her natural skin.
Oh yeah,
And
entirely.
yeah, and she's got that look on that smirk, that little smile.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah, she looks like she will. She, if you tapping out like you came 4 times, she will rip your dick off and then
Yes.
queef it out if you don't come for a fifth. Which, like on one hand,
Don't put Evergreen in your kid's film because she looks at every kid, like something she's going to fucking ravage.
makes
Oh
her
my goodness.
makes her a great Bond girl. Certainly makes
Her
her
a great
Sin
City girl, a great 302
villainous.
champion.
Yeah.
I mean, she's great in a lot of things, but in kids' films,
Like that intensity and passion is just kind of
oh my goodness, God.
really fucking misplaced. But like Ava is good in this movie because Ava's good in anything. But like her role in this movie is completely. Well, we'll get to why she's so fucking useless, but pretty soon. But like, all right, has the ability to rewind time. Considering all the negative things that happened in this world, in over the course of the movie, why doesn't she just rewind time a few seconds back and then just prevent that from happening?
Oh my God. I don't know. I had to I had to change my pants like 5 times during this movie.
She just gives you one of those smoldering looks and you just come immediately.
Yeah, so I don't really know what happened with that. Sorry.
Yeah, like, okay, so here's the thing. Tim Burton makes, artsy fartsy, looks good movies, but doesn't really have strong stories. And now he's trying to tackle time travel in his movie. And this is where
This is Tim Burton's grasp on time travel.
like this is Tim Burton's Looper. No. Looper made more sense than this. This is Tim Burton's Primer.
And
That's the only way to describe it because this is Tim Burton's Primer.
other than thank God I brought 5 pairs of pants too. But seriously, like everything time travel related to this movie was, I mean, again, he's great at aesthetics, but that's really where it begins and ends. That's it. I mean, there's nothing. There's no interesting things that happen because of the process of. There's no playing with the idea of time travel, and it's not like The Edge of Tomorrow. It's not like Groundhog Day. There's nothing interesting in it. It's just like, ooh, look, it's now 1921 or 16, whatever it was.
It was 1943.
Was it 1943?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they mentioned 1921 at an earlier state, but they didn't go to it. But 19. It's like now it's 1943. You can kind of tell because of things being older. That's great. Like there's a squirrel that is going to fall out of a tree every day at a certain time, so we make sure we grab it when it falls and put it back up. I don't know why. Since it's just going to keep falling.
Yeah, it's not like if the squirrel dead, you can't bring it back to life by rewinding time anyway.
And it's not like they don't already have a fucking necromancer in their team that can do that.
Yep.
But in any case, we'll get to that, I guess. But it's just really, really shitty use of time travel. It's pointless almost. It's gimmicky. It's all gimmick. It's an idea for a film. And when that's going to be the basis, if that's the frame of the film that this is happening, then do more with it. Have shit happen.
Well, shit. It's not that shit doesn't happen. It's that the shit that does happen makes no goddamn sense. So, all right, we'll try to let's really try to break down all the plot holes this time travel bullshit really entails. Okay, so you have the power to rewind time a full day back. Okay. Why is it that only the people who... Why does it seem like the only people who are not affected by it are just the peculiars? Because everyone else just pretends like goes through their day. Like
well, it's because they're extras.
Okay. Granted. All right. Number 2. It's established that should they go outside of this time loop,
they'll age catches up with them and they'll immediately die because they've been like 10 or 12 since 1943. So it'd be 70 years. Excuse me. So like 70 years will immediately catch up on them somehow. Like I don't know why the time space continuum is like a rubber band effect where you just like you're this age but you should be this age. Oh, it's coming back at you.
That's kind of what I was getting at though with not doing anything interesting with it, is that they would put things in there related to time travel, but it would be just dropped in.
Yeah.
Like that point at the, I'm gonna just fast forward to it, but like that point at the end where he goes on travels,
Yeah.
to get to them in where the time where they are, but it's just a very, very loose description of what he did without any details. I did this, like I went back to this time, I joined the Navy for a little while, that was interesting, and then I basically got to you. It is so lazy writing. It's really lazy. That's what it is. There's no fact checking. There is no such thing as time travel in that capacity. But there's no, they didn't put any, no attempt at science or science fiction for that matter. It's just complete fantasy.
So yeah, it just seems like you're bending rules over itself just to get into something. So it's established that only peculiars can enter a time loop. So I guess that's why they're not affected by the time loop, except they are affected by the time loop because they are not aging through the time loop, yet they are cognizant of the fact that they are in a time loop.
And when she winds the clock back, and everything goes into goes into rewind. You can actually stand there in place and watch the scenery and the animals and the people go backwards in reverse what they were doing. And for example, the squirrel that they catch to keep it from falling and dying, it goes back up into the tree and back to what it was doing, but nobody's there to put it back in the tree. No one's there to hold it because the people who were directly in line of what was going to happen, that stopped it from doing what it was going to do, were no longer there to catch it.
So you remove the event from the causality.
Yes, you remove the event from the causality. You take them out of the things they changed, but the things still go backwards. But how are they going backwards? There's nothing to go backwards from. There's no hands to be going backwards from, people to pick it up off the floor. How is it doing it? How?
Oh god, we're not even halfway through all this time travel bullshit. So, all right, going back to that idea of like time rubber banding back to stop it. So there's the part of the movie where the time loop stops, and then automatically it's back to 2016, and everyone is trying to acclimate, and then okay, why aren't you immediately aging? Oh, it takes a few hours or something.
I didn't even try to wrap my head around that.
It's like, why would it take a few hours for time to come back up to you? And moreover,
so that they have a story and they don't. The rest of the story was them being old. Like shit, we only got about 2 years left to live, but at least we're not gonna die immediately.
So, and it just so happens that there is another little pocket space where you can enter, where there's another time loop, because apparently Miss Peregrine is not the only woman on this earth that can create little pocket bubbles of alternate time dimensions.
Yeah, she can create more than that.
Yeah, so
she can turn into a bird.
Yeah, that's it. Like she can rewind time.
It's
back
weird. What do they call her?
Some made up bullshit.
I forgot the name, but it's
for all intents and purposes, she's a fucking chronomancer. So
yeah, but she's a chronomancer with very specific time travel control. Very specific, I guess.
Yeah.
It has to be at certain loopholes. Or does she create loopholes, or it has to be at loopholes? It has to be at loopholes.
Well, she could choose where.
Yeah.
But it was made of. They go into why. They go into the hows and whys and whatever.
Yeah.
But
Werebird chronomancer and.
Yeah. But she's a chronomancer. So my question is, why does it matter if the children go into another pocket space time bubble thing? Why would it matter if they go into another one, and then all of a sudden time just can't keep up with it, and then they're still kids? And then somehow this leads to them in this network of, like, Inception levels of, like, we're going into this pocket dimension, which leads into this pocket dimension, which leads into this pocket dimension, which leads into this pocket dimension, which apparently...
That's a lot of pockets.
Yeah, like, we have to go derper. We
have to go derper, yes.
Yeah, like
Oh,
yeah, like
and they do.
They certainly do, because apparently, like, you could go back from like 1943 to 2016 to 1935 to with no linearity or causality. Like I said, Primer was easier to keep up with than this fucking bullshit.
And it's not complex.
No, it's not.
It's not that it's complex and it's hard to understand and keep up with. It's that it's
making up the rules as it's going along.
It's so broken that you're trying to fix it for the movie in your own head in real time, or in
yeah,
in any kind of feasible time.
Because at least Primer established its own universe's rules as far as time travel is concerned. The only complex part of Primer is that it doesn't let you know, like, other people have traveled back in time, like they travel back in time off screen.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets complex. Here you see every time somebody enters a new dimension well, at least they tell you. So,
and they also never have the problem of God, they don't have to worry about equalizing the equation because they never have doubles.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they never do, because at the end of the movie, after the day is saved, they go. Every one of the peculiars goes in through a time bubble, which apparently they're back into the present, but
it's bullshit.
They go they go back to the present, which means they're going to die. But they also save David Green, which means they're going to find a new pocket dimension somewhere out there.
Oh yes, and everybody lives, everybody gets saved. Of course, it is in the end, I guess, a kids movie.
Yeah,
but then if it's a kids movie, I'm going, why did you cast Ava Green in that role? Like, I would have imagined that role being filled by someone maybe a little older, like a more
like Dame Judi Dench. Like Judi Dench, who also shows up in this movie as another chronomancer.
It's like I mean, certainly no problem with casting someone young in the role, but man, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just seeing Eva Green in the role she's been in, but damn, holy crap.
What I was saying was that at the end of the movie, they go back to the present. Presumably, they find another pocket dimension so they don't disintegrate into fucking dust. But the time loop collapses with Asa Butterfield still in it, which means he back in? Well, he can't be back in 2016 because the way out was the way back to 2016. So he's back. Like he's been sent back to 8 months ago.
Yeah.
So right now there's two Asa Butterfields. There's the Asa Butterfield from 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And then now there's the current Asa Butterfield. And yet he made his way from Wales. No, he made his way from England to Florida. Yet never ran into his fucking clone. And at no point does his grandfather ever say to him, "Hey, do you realize there's two of you?"
Yeah, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, like they make up the fucking rules as they go along. That's how slipshod this fucking stupid plot is.
Yeah.
We just could go on and on about all the multiple layers of stupid as far as the time travel plot is concerned. But chief among them is that the entire reason why Sam Jackson is after Miss Peregrine and her little kids is that as a peculiar, he has a theory that eating peculiar children's eyeballs will make you it's that
eating their eyeballs will apparently give you.
Well, no. I remember.
It allows them to masquerade, I think, is what it is.
No. What happened was they originally thought that they'd be immortal if they extracted the powers from one of the chronomancers. So they tried, but then they turned into something that's known as holocasts. They're known as holocasts. Get it? Because this movie set in 1943.
And they're bombed by the Nazis.
Ah! So they turn into holocasts, but then they found out that if they eat the eyes of peculiar children, they turn sort of human.
They could be able to masquerade.
As humans. So we get this lovely, surreal scene of all these monsters, like these, Slender Man, no-eyed monsters.
And again, children's movie.
Of just eating this entire plate of eyeballs, just floating in. It's like, yum, yummy.
And showing them, like, taking kids and ripping their eyes out. Well, not showing the actual thing of it, but they show the eyes, like, after they do it. Like,
yeah.
We can see the eyes. Yeah.
It's like eyeballs and
It's
eyeballs.
just really surreal.
Yeah, it was. We were laughing our asses off. There were children in the theater. I saw parents leading their kids out of the theater after that
I
scene.
saw them leaving the theater before that, just when they caught a look of Evergreen's face in the film. Because you could cut the sexual tension with her and the children with a spork. Holy crap.
Yeah. So
Don't get me wrong here. I ain't saying... I am certainly not trying to bury myself in the way of saying that she's too hot to be in a children's film, because that's, boy, is that fucking that bullshit. But she really is way too hot to be in a children's film.
Right, but so there's a reason. All right, so Sam Jackson extracts the essence from the Chronomancer, and now he's a monster and has to eat the eyeballs of peculiar children to maintain his humanity. But the point is that he wants to be immortal.
Yes.
The problem is that, by all intents and purposes, he is immortal. Like, it was established that he did this in the 1920s or 30s, and then, like, for some reason, from then until up to 2016,
He hasn't aged, right?
He hasn't aged. He's already
immortal. But...
What does he hope to gain?
I guess it's just an ongoing excuse because he found out he loves the taste of children's eyes.
They are scrumptious. So, like I said, I think we've exhausted the plot points about the time travel. Let's talk about the other bullshit inside this movie. Some unbelievable horseshit. So the peculiar children. Okay, we got a kid who can literally project his dreams. He does nothing but he's literally useless, and his shtick is that he loves clothes, and that's it. We have a kid who has bees inside his body. He's literally the Pain from Metal Gear Solid 3. Yes. He literally screams bees at someone. We got a super strong little girl. We got a little girl who can control plants. Another little girl who has a monster mouth on the back of her head. We have a teenage boy who can put little animatronic hearts into things and make them alive again. And everything from Tinker Toys to dead bodies. I don't know where he's getting these little animatronic hearts.
Okay, so apparently they're necromancer or technomancer. They establish him as basically like this biomancer, something like that.
He can animate dead tissue.
He can animate dead tissue by putting like these little hearts that either came from it originally or that he got from somewhere else. But he can put a heart into a cadaver or something. It doesn't seem to matter if it's just bones or if it still has tissue, but he can animate them. And I'm able to extend my imagination like to the fantastical for this until he animates an animatronic elephant
to save a girl. Like, oh my god, he's freezing her. Do I clock the guy over the head?
Like,
do I clock the guy, or do I spend an inordinate amount of time setting up this heart so that I can...
They explain how much time it takes for him to do this earlier in the movie, just for minor creations. But then somehow he's able to erect this giant biomechanical elephant in like breakneck time. And he doesn't have a heart on hand that big, does he? Like
he doesn't have a heart on.
Did I say heart?
Yeah, he doesn't have. You said he doesn't have a heart on him.
I am not talking about Evergreen anymore. No. Although millions of young boys did become prematurely adolescent because of this.
I do think that this will be a goth kid's wet dream to me. So.
Oh yes, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So have fun with that, parents.
Okay, I don't have kids.
Where was this movie when I was little? Yeah. So where were we?
We were talking about how. Whew, thinking about David Green.
Oh my god.
You're getting a little verklempt.
Sploosh.
We were talking about how it takes an inordinate amount of time for him to create these little intricate clockwork hearts and put them into things to make them alive again.
So yeah, where did he get the heart? He has to have a heart. They made that very
Mm-hmm.
sure. Where did he get the heart for that elephant, and why does it need a heart if it's completely mechanical? Is he also just is he also a technomancer, so he can also do that? And in that case, why does he even bother with cadavers, since it's way easier to get your hands on mechanical material instead of having to rob a graveyard, which you don't have access to anyway, since you are in a time loop where you don't have a graveyard, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and more to the point, I really have to.
Is there a point?
My, I don't think there really is a point, but my question is, if you could turn back time 24 hours, why do you still have a dead kid that you keep up in your attic? Remember?
Because he's a necromancer. That's what he does.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about Ava Green. Why does he?
No, I know. Well, I know his reason for having him up there.
Yeah, but there's no reason she's up there. So
Well, is there?
Yeah, so so apparently a kid died on Ava Green's watch. Like one of those nasties got him. My question is, the nasty was apparently alive before the day. So every day Ava Green has to wait at a certain amount of time.
Yeah, she
and then
literally has the grass chalked out to the shape that the nasty falls into every time that it dies. And
just shoots it.
I don't really know why she has it that way. Is that to remind her when to shoot?
Yeah, or give her a physical marker to where to aim.
But you don't really need a chalked out body for that. You would really need more of
Maybe it's also a warning to the kids too. Like, this is where the...
Okay, that's true. But it seemed like there's a less hokey way of doing that.
Yeah, but my question is this. Okay, if we're going with the idea that the time loop doesn't affect peculiars in this magical sort of way, saying it doesn't allow them to age, but they're cognizant of the fact that they're in a time loop so that they're able to live out each and every day. Why is it that monster doesn't know that they're in a time loop? If that monster was a peculiar.
Ooh, good point there. Good point there. Yeah, he's pretty... Yeah.
That's another plot hole.
He's really out of the loop.
Somebody should call oh god, what was that actor? Peter Capaldi, and get him in the loop. I think I kind of got a little under that one, but
yeah, I mean,
all right. So we're not even.
You can't be any more dumb than this movie.
No. So the necromancer is fucking dumb, and there's a girl who can set fire.
And his animosity is so pointless because they never really have any establishment of. He's supposed to be playing basically. He's supposed to
romantic rival of sorts.
He's supposed to be Scott in this. He's supposed to be Cyclops.
To Asa Butterfield's Wolverine.
I just compared him to Wolverine, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I don't want to talk about that part. But he's basically a dick in this. He's supposed to be the rival and all that shit, but nothing really ever comes of that. And nothing ever comes of him supposedly being, in love with the love interest of Asa Butterfield either. So they bring that up for nothing. And then he saves the necromancer. Asa Butterfield saves the necromancer's life. And the necromancer doesn't seem to give a shit after that either. So,
no.
Fuck all. I thought that was going to establish some kind of okay, you're cool after all, but that never really happens.
No.
There's a lot of missed relationships in this film. Mm-hmm. A lot of missed interactions and intimacies that just get left out because they don't have enough time or because they need to show off what each one of them can do, which they also don't do very much, actually. Like, the guy... Does he ever help with the bees? One time. One time he does.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's just kind of,
I wonder if he was royalty.
Entirely possible.
Because,
Yeah, royal jelly, royal bees recognize royalty. I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can't...
Because you see...
I can't forget Jupiter Ascending.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't.
But this wasn't as dumb as Jupiter Ascending. Even so. No, it wasn't.
All right, I have to give me some...
Rollerblading in outer space while shooting laser cannons at spaceships.
That was dumb. That was fucking dumb. But that was just...
I'm not saying that it wasn't great, but it was stupid as all fuck all.
It was pretty. It was stupid and dumb, but it wasn't the same kind of stupid. This is the kind of stupid that insults your intelligence for sitting through it.
If you haven't seen Jupiter Ascending, you can still enjoy it even though it's not in theaters.
Yes,
It's better in theaters to see.
like people's disbelief as they try to like piece
Yeah,
together
to get that, you'll never be able. Hopefully, they'll show it in theaters again, so you can get that group setting. But seeing it for the first time with other people seeing it for the first time, seeing fuck, what's his name again?
Channing Tatum.
Thank you. Seeing Channing Tatum. When I had to describe this movie to a friend who hadn't seen it, they were like, "Oh, I heard some stuff about Jupiter Ascending, and that it was kind of out there and kind of freaky." It was like, "Oh, well, Channing Tatum plays a lupine." Oh wow, he does. Wait, I'm not done. Who is rollerblading in outer space? He's skating in outer space while shooting at spaceships. At an army of spaceships.
He's Starlight Expressing it through the air. Yeah.
They're just like, what? The fuck are you talking about? I'm like, no, really, this happens.
But let's get this.
But this movie,
Yeah, this particular dumb
which
movie.
is more grounded in some kind of.
This is just fucking.
It's not glorious. It's glorious. Not gloriously bad.
It's not gloriously bad. This is not like Bobby Roode. This is glorious.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. This is just plain old vanilla. Not plain vanilla. This is just abstract, strange, and fucking stupid and weird. I didn't even get through all the kids. There's one girl who can touch things and they're on fire except for her gloves because And then
Flame retardant gloves.
Flame retardant gloves. There's the love interest who is lighter than air and can magically like blow a bunch of bubbles and raise a fucking ship from the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, she can literally blow bubbles and raise it so hard. She can blow so hard that she can raise an entire ship out of the ocean.
Woo! Woo! Like the first time she does this, like she goes to the sunken ship. She leads Asa Butterfield down to the sunken ship, and then she blows enough air inside the cabin to force the water out of the room, and then water pressure is not a thing. in this world.
Is that how she's able to float?
Yeah.
By doing it the other end?
No, she's just like her body's made of air, I guess.
Or maybe she's still blowing, but not from her mouth.
I don't think the movie wants us to make that connection.
Look, how do you explain both powers? It's more likely that it's one power being utilized in different ways. And it's just happening all the time, which is why she has to wear those shoes and...
to anchor herself on the ground. Because
otherwise she's just going to fart away. I mean, because I don't understand what kind of genes would allow for, like, even the X-Men weren't that weird. Like... At least there was usually some kind of like commonality between in a gene, like Wolverine had animalistic senses, like smelling and he claws or like an animal. But being able to blow really hard out your mouth and also be able to be light as like not even light, but to have anti-gravity. What the fuck? How did those two happen?
I search me, dude. Search fucking me. But like all the children managed to get the sunken ship off and seaworthy by literally having the.
Oh, and we'll get to the last two.
Oh yeah, the last two. But like
their powers.
Yeah, the biggest one, like three big bullshit moments.
Yes.
Biggest bullshit moment. One of the biggest.
There's more than three bullshit moments.
But like the three crown jewels of bullshit happening at one time, within 20 minutes of each other. They raised the sunken ship by having the air girl, just blow a bunch of bubbles all throughout the ship, and they managed to get the water out of the ship, and that their water pressure is not a thing in this world.
She's able to, in a prior scene. Well, she can create air bubbles for you too, of course. But she's in another scene. She's able to go or something, and all of the water just vacuums out of the room in that ship, and then she closed the door.
And the water
And that keeps the water from coming back in, even though she's done doing her effect.
Like I said, water pressure is not a thing in this world.
These old rickety doors on a sunken ship. And
but
she just closes the doors.
Oh yeah, by the way, all the dead bodies on the sunken ship look like they were having the time of their lives. On
It's that stupid like thing you see in like horror movies where their people are instantly killed, but they're still like drinking their tea and
like they got hit with an atomic blast, you know, like they weren't expecting it. Then they all
except that even though that's not feasible on its own, this is in a sinking ship that they died this way. They drowned. They drowned while drinking tea and having scones.
Like everyone was so drunk they just said like, well, this is our fate.
Like, do you think that the ship is sinking there? I don't think so. I mean, I'm still able to breathe. Huh? Jolly good weather we're having. A little moist tonight.
So, okay.
What the fuck happened on that ship?
They raised the ship to go rescue Miss Peregrine from Sam Jackson, who were hiding in another pocket dimension that's established like 8 months prior to the current date. And they land the ship, and so the necromancer guys just uses all the skeletons on the ship to create like this Jason and the Argonauts army that fights a bunch of the.
It sounds way more awesome than it actually was.
Yeah,
because it's pretty lame.
Yeah,
because the music they have going on throughout this is like the most soft shit electronic.
Like it sounds like because they're fighting at a carnival. They're fighting at a seaside carnival in Blackpool. So
it's like clank 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 clank.
And the thing is, this is during the day where there's crowds, and they have long since given past the fuck of trying to keep a low profile.
Man.
So all these kids are just like, so there's Asa Butterfield that has fucking the air girl on a rope, like he's flying her as a kite.
It reminded me like that scene in Maleficent.
Oh God, yeah.
They just have that. They have the prince just in stasis, just bringing him along. He's just flying her like a kite on a rope, and then she gets stuck. This sounds like a great comedy. She gets stuck clotheslined by like a wire on a telephone wire or something.
No, it was on a metro wire.
Yeah, it was a metro wire, and it's like, yeah, come on, we gotta go. It's like, this is not even funny when you watch it.
It's just so. And one of the most surreal scene in the movie was when all the kids just like are hiding, waiting for the invisible monsters that only Asa Butterfield can see to attack them. So they launch snowballs at them to make them visible, and with candy and silly string to make them ultra visible,
and gummy worms
because gotta make it for the kids.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden these skeleton warriors start like, for some reason on this ship were also shields and scimitars.
Like there were scimitars like Jason the Argonauts. Yeah.
Yeah, like they were fucking God.
They even looked like the same animation but a little more updated.
Like they were that one character from Killer Instinct, Spinal. Yeah, like they were fucking Spinal from the Killer Instinct, and they're just wailing on these monsters, and like everyone, the normies in the crowd are just looking at this like, the fuck is going on here? The whole fight scene, I'm just
so tranked.
Yeah, like the whole fight scene is one of the most laughably surreal things I've ever seen in theaters. The only fight scene that can even come close to that is Breaking Dawn Part 2, when the whole fight scene ends in the dream sequence.
But that was much better shot.
Yeah, that
actually had some. Now that I'm comparing this to that, I'm realizing that it had some decent composition, good, good filmography in it. It was good editing too. But
this was pure chaos.
It was chaos, but the music set it all. The music was so soft. It was so soft and so basically I don't even know how to describe what kind of music even was that.
Like I said, it was like carnival music, but like
But it was
modern.
It was so sedated that it made the whole thing seem
It was like modern carnival music.
modern carnival music. Man,
I
it
know.
was really, really sedate, and I couldn't get it. It made the whole thing not. It just wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
It was like watching. Okay, it felt almost like having the movie on silent, but then playing like your music in the background, which is completely unrelated to the movie.
Entirely.
It was so weird. The music choice was so weird and not appropriate.
Mm-hmm. But the ultimate bullshit moment and the real capper of this awful, awful film were the twins. Now, there's these two twins that look like they've done nothing for the rest of this. They've done absolutely fucking nothing, and they're dressed in like these clown suits with pretty much all of their body completely covered up. And then all of a sudden, during a fight, this one of the bad peculiars looks at them, and they lift up their masks, and they're fucking gorgons, and they turn her to stone. You could always have done that. You could have just looked at.
Somebody and killed them, KO. They could have had those two girls stand back to back, girls, whatever they're twins
Boys,
things,
girls,
whatever
boys.
They could have just had them like stand back to back and spin in a circle and kill everything in sight.
There's problem solved. Why didn't you do this sooner? You could have always have done this.
Yeah. Is it like a one-shot kind of thing? Like they can only do it once?
So it's just like you can only do it once a
I
day
mean, like,
on your.
yeah,
on
it's
your-
like a daily.
You can only do that on your character sheet.
Daily cooldown.
So have one one of the twins do it, and then have the other twin do it.
Yeah. They'll do it at the same time. Don't blow your wad in one shot.
God, this fucking movie sucks. You know what I'm really thinking about it?
And even if so, can't they just rewind time so that they can just
Do it again?
I mean, is she not able to rewind time past unless she's in a loop and she's doing it for 24 hours? Because otherwise she could just keep rewinding the fucking clock, going behind people and clocking them over the head.
Yeah, like I said, like this movie was not thought out at all. Like, it was just all about premise. That's all it was. It's just all premise. Didn't give two shits about the details, and it makes for one of the stupidest movies of the year. The stupidest,
Yeah.
most laughably surreal, stupid, abstract movies of the year. I mean, I laughed at this movie. I really did.
Oh yeah, especially fucking Samuel Jackson's parts.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that watching this movie was a horrible sit because there is goofy shit to laugh at, but I'm really having a tough time, like, even recommending this ironically.
No, you can't. You can't recommend it ironically like Jupiter's Ascending is.
Yeah, like, this is a perfect movie for, like, if I was reviewing recent movies, like, for, like, an internet show, this is a perfect movie to do. Because there's just so many things to talk about, and there's so much shit that does not make sense, that you could just have a field day dissecting it of why it doesn't make sense and making all these great.
I mean, that's almost what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I know, but like
Except without visual.
yeah, like an actual scripted review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like I would imagine Nostalgia Critic having a field day with this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
This is the only movie I've seen so far this year that I would call Nostalgia Critic worthy. But
Definitely.
yeah, but does
Definitely up his alley. Yeah.
yeah, but does that exactly mean? But like, how do you come down on this movie? Like, it's a bad movie. That much is sure. That much is sure. But like, is it bad in the way that you would want to put it on your worst of the year list? Because I think I do, despite me laughing at it. Because I mean, I laugh at it, and I don't consider the majority of the movie sitting through it a painful experience. But it's so hapless.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hapless and so poorly thought out that I can't really give it an ironic pass.
It doesn't have nearly enough Samuel Jackson being goofy to make it consistently enjoyable.
Well, it's sort of like boring nonsense in the first half, and then crazy horseshit in the last half.
Yeah, yeah. It is pretty.
It's really lopsided.
Yeah,
really.
It's a little slow paced in the beginning, which is why we end up with so much rushing in the end parts of it because they really took too long on certain stuff, like surrounding the whole thing with his grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck on with it. Holy shit, we get it. Terrence Stamp is his grandpa, and he's dead, and let's move on.
You know, like I would argue that if it weren't for the time travel plot, if it weren't for the time travel bullshit in this movie, but they kept everything else.
Yeah.
Like they kept everything else. This would be a great, good, bad movie.
Oh yeah, and Terrence Stamp is his uncle.
Grandpa.
Sorry, grandpa. Yeah, Terrence Stamp is in the movie, and boy, does he not do anything befitting of an actor with such caliber. So,
Like you made the joke in the theater, and he's like the joke in The Critic about Family Affair the movie. Just look who got $8 million to play Mr. French. Buffy, Toadie.
yeah.
For your dinners, I made peanut butter
Peanut
and
butter
banana
sandwich.
sandwich. Can you make a sandwich for my dog, Mrs. Beasley? Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I want to do.
That was Terrence in this movie.
Suppose I want to make a sandwich for your stupid little dog. Hang on a sec. That's yep. Terrence Stamp is Marlon Brando in that sketch.
Good lord.
Yeah, but if it weren't for the time travel, it would
It's
be
like we have Terrence Stamp in our movie. We guess we really should use more of him.
yeah. But if it weren't for that time travel plot, I think this would be a better good bad movie. As it is, it's a frustrating good bad movie. It's more of a bad movie than a good bad movie. But the few times you are laughing, you're gonna throw your head back and laugh at just what the fuck you're seeing.
And we honestly didn't get to enjoy it as much as we could have in a more solitary setting because of the fact that we didn't want to ruin it for kids by laughing at parts that may not have been, okay, we're definitely not intended to be funny.
Well, I mean, there was earnest attempts at humor, but
they were so, I don't know, mishandled that they became humorous anyway, I suppose.
Like it's sort of like anti-humor, where you could tell that there was a sincere joke made, but it
fell so flat that it was like.
It's like, oh, like you're not laughing at the joke, you're basically laughing at them embarrassing themselves.
Yeah.
But
I felt bad, but I tried really, really hard not to laugh too much when it was inappropriate for the children to enjoy their dumb movie. But
yeah.
But I did hear some people start laughing when we were, which is sometimes happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they are,
like they
legitimately seeing what we're seeing.
Or maybe they were uncomfortable and then they heard us laugh and they thought, oh, I guess it is acceptable to laugh.
It is acceptable to laugh this moment. Or it could have been one of those moments where they didn't know they were supposed to laugh, but they hear somebody else laughing and they're like, oh, maybe we were supposed to laugh. And it's kind of like a, kind of laugh.
I like that nervous laugh. I feel like this is going to be in my top 10. Maybe not top 5, but definitely top 10.
Oh, definitely top 10. Hands down, for sure.
But this is the only one on the top 10 that I wouldn't mind people seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, don't go out and see this movie. Yeah, if you got kids, they can enjoy this movie. Because it's a kids movie, and it does things that kids like, because it has funny, throwing gummy worms at big monsters kind of stuff.
And they got monsters eating eyeballs,
and they got kids doing powerful stuff. Like they have a girl who's really strong and she can lift things and carry people around. It's funny kid stuff.
Yeah, but
kids will enjoy, pretending to be the characters in this film and playing with each other. We're like, I'm the bee kid.
No kid wants to be the bee kid.
Nobody.
Every kid
was I the only kid who wanted to be the bee kid?
No, like all the kids want to be the bully that picks on the bee kid, to steal the bee kid's lunch money.
No,
honey money.
Yeah, it's like I want to be the necromancer douchebag. Yeah.
But if you're the kind of person who could sit through a lot of pain just for some ironic enjoyment, then I would recommend this movie to you. But otherwise, if you don't have kids, just steer clear. It's just way too confusing and frustrating for anyone else to really appreciate. Way too stupid, but also way too stupid across the board for any sane person to.
Yeah, she has to wear a seatbelt when she sits down for dinner, or else she'll float away. Or I guess she already has the boots though, so I guess she can't sit down either because it's kind of like, stop that.
Yeah. I was wondering why they had
Physics. What?
like now they pay attention to physics.
Oh, and how about the frickin' pyro girl?
Yeah, like you could start fires with her.
Yeah, like in the beginning of, towards the beginning of the film, when they meet her, they're trying to escape the pub or the hotel pub because it changes over when time goes back and forth. When they're trying to escape it during the air raid, and they successfully escape, she kind of like stops and turns back and sets it on fire while there's still people in it. Innocent people.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought they were going to establish her as like some crazy pyromaniac villain.
But
no.
I think she did that as a distraction, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to distract them by burning them alive. They'll be distracted by the flames they're engulfed in.
by burning their fucking pub down.
They'll be very distracted. They won't be able to come after us because they'll be dead.
Any last thoughts?
Oh man, Peregrine. Oh, there goes tonight.
See you next week, buddy.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be staying inside all day, huh?
Yeah.
Till next time.